Okay, so today we're on Chapter 11. We'll be discussing business ethics. Now, also in your business class, you will have another course on business ethics, another chapter on business ethics. The two should coincide with each other and just be as a reinforcement. Okay, the importance of good business ethics. Ethical issues are an important aspect of the business of massage therapy, and business ethics are important both inside and outside the treatment room, and poor ethical practices can easily lead to the downfall of a business. As discussed in previous chapters, when you begin practicing, you become a body worker rather than just an individual, and a good business ethics is part of that persona. So this chapter is going to help us understand the how and the why business ethics is such an important component of successful practice. Importance of good business ethics. It's been said the public is always watching. Although you may feel your private time is strictly yours, it's good to remember that whenever you're out in the public, someone else could be judging your behavior. Gives the example, if you make a purchase and the clerk gives you too much change, do you keep the extra money or do you give it back? What will the person think of you when he or she realizes the mistake and knows you kept the money? If you give your own client too much change, wouldn't you appreciate the customer returning it to you? When you stand in the shoes of the other party involved, would you react differently? Okay, the public views businesses in different ways, particularly the bodywork profession. The business has a financial side involving advertising, money issues, and booking appointments. On the other side is the practice of massage and the public's perception of the actual bodywork being performed. It's important for a business to be very clear about the services. It's equally important to also know the client's expectations. A business should always be aware how the business is perceived by the clients and by the general public. The public's perceptions. News stories often inform the public of wrongdoing of the managers or owners of large companies. Many end up in court for their offenses. Law enforcement agencies determine when a business has committed an illegal act. Unethical acts, even when not illegal, are just as important. A person who feels unfairly treated may file a lawsuit. Even if no legal action is taken, if people feel they have been treated unfairly in some way within your specific business, this affects their perception of the business as well as other clients or potential clients' perception of your business. So you always want to be really cautious with everything you do, both inside and outside of your business. Body workers, like any other business people, need to maintain good business ethics. But in addition, body workers are also fighting to correct past perception of massage as a front for illegal trade. Business ethics in massage, therefore, can be doubly important. Unfortunately, fortunately, our businesses can change the public's perceptions. And again, it goes back, the media is really helping us to help change that perception and make massage more mainstream and more health-oriented. Want to be cautious about what you name your business. Obviously, your name says a lot about you. So a business named Scandals Bodywork would likely make the public wonder about its services. A business name such as Therapeutic Bodywork, however, gives a completely different impression of the business. So be cautious when you're selecting your name. Handling a business and acting ethically toward others is just as important as is, and in some cases can even be more important than the massage work itself. Bad news travels fast. Unfortunately, people like to talk about negative things. So if a business gives a poor service or has poor ethics, it can be an easy target for the public. Key points. A business that provides service to the public should always be aware of the impression it makes on others. Unethical behavior may or may not also be illegal behavior. And good business and personal ethics help to make clients feel safe. Okay, next we have protection for the therapist. Did we skip that? Yep. Okay. Unethical business practices are a different reflection of the owner and the employees of the business. If an individual works in a business that is perceived as having done something unethical, that individual too could be perceived as unethical, even if he or she was not part of the act. This is why it's very important for both owners of the business and all the therapists who work there to be acutely aware of public perception. One of the most common problems faced by owners of massage and bodywork practices is the risk of poor ethical decisions made by their employees. Policies are needed on issues such as dating clients, draping, and confidentiality, but even written policies are not always followed. The policy manual should also state the conditions of and the repercussions for breaking the policies. One therapist can affect the ethical environment of all other therapists working in the same location. So be sure to really be strict and stern when it comes to your policies and your ethical issues. Now below are some steps that can be taken to prevent problems and protect themselves. So number 1, before taking the job, check the business's policy manual and look for stated repercussions for not following procedures or policies. If there's no policy manual, request that one be written. Talk with a mentor. Discuss with the other therapist the importance of policies and the public's perception of the business ethics. Decide how most appropriately to report therapists who do not follow policies. Ask managers to enforce existing policies. And policies work only when the business's owners and the managers enforce them. So it's very important that you do follow the policies and procedures, but it's also just as important or more so that the business owner and the business manager enforce the consequences of not following those procedures. Okay, reporting ethical violations. When a therapist discovers unethical behavior has taken place, it's important to understand that it is your responsibility for reporting the violation. The NCBTMB obliges therapists who report unethical behavior to the board. And again, the Alabama Massage Board, they've always been really great and wonderful when it comes to having to report unethical behavior. And it's not going to be just like, okay, you get mad at someone and you call down there and you tell them that you want to report unethical behavior, and it's as simple as that. There's actually going to be an investigation. Your name will be involved in that investigation, so don't be thinking that you or even your clients can just get mad and call to get someone in trouble and it be as simple as that. There is an investigation process that will go on. The investigator will come out and they will talk to them, investigate their situation, but they're also going to talk to you, and your name is going to be involved in the investigation. And that usually tends to deter a lot of people from just maliciously trying to get someone in trouble. Okay, so working for others. When you're a new massage therapist and you enter a practice, it can be scary to encounter the many different issues. Many graduating students are at first unsure what type of environment they want to work in, while others have a clear picture of what they want to do. Someone entering the bodywork profession has many choices, such as spas, chiropractors' offices, medical offices, pain centers, physical therapy facilities, resorts, outcall businesses, corporate massage, cruise ships, and private practice. Different facilities offer different benefits, and it's wise before choosing a specific place of business to check out those different options that you have, and we'll go into that more so in the business course. Okay, working as an employee. When working as an employee, it can help to remove the pressure of having to manage the business side of one's own massage practice, but it does not mean that employees do not have responsibility to work ethically. In addition, an employee working for others can also learn much from their experience. Other therapists and business owners who share their experience can help a new student gain tremendous insight into the bodywork issues. If you became an employee and later discover you're uncomfortable with the facility's ethical makeup, the best thing is to move on to a place where you can feel comfortable. Now, key points. The ethical environment is a direct reflection of the owner of the business as well as everyone who works within that facility. Policies and procedures can help address ethical situations. Therapists should always be aware of the ethics of people who work around them. And employees and owners should understand the repercussions of bad ethical decisions. Okay, how the ethics of others affect you is our next topic. So as mentioned earlier, a body worker's reputation can be affected by the actions of those working in the facility around you. It gives the example, a therapist may have the best massage technique in the city, but if this therapist is working in a place with a reputation for providing poor service, it will be difficult for even this therapist to overcome the public perception. And then likewise, if a facility has a poor reputation due to past unethical situations, it will affect the reputation of all the therapists who practice there. Sometimes new therapists are surprised by the ethical makeup of a facility. In school, you're taught to be careful with what you say and how you act with clients. When you enter the workplace, however, you will likely see other therapists acting unprofessionally and sometimes even breaking state rules and laws. Employees can also talk with the owner or manager of the facility about their concerns when they do see other therapists breaking the rules or the laws. Unfortunately, some businesses continue to do things that are unethical until complaints are filed or the business is caught. Bringing an ethical issue to the manager's attention may not always lead to a solution, unfortunately. The actions of other therapists or managers can also raise confusing questions about what is right or wrong. Look for help to mentors, other therapists, your state board, local ordinances as you research the problem. How your ethics affect others is our next topic. So in almost all cultures, good ethical behavior is viewed in a positive, rewarding way. Your ethical behavior as a therapist will help you develop a reputation as someone others look to and respect. It's also important that other professionals, including other therapists, know that you act ethically. Therapists with good ethics can also teach others the positive results of acting ethically. And setting a good example is the best way to affect others who work around or with you. Treating clients, therapists, or other employees and general public ethically helps others see how effective, positive, ethical behavior can be. So our key points in this section: bad ethical decisions can result in a reputation that can be hard to overcome. Always check and follow state laws and rules. And setting a good example can help to mentor others in the professional behavior. Ooh. Okay. Potential problems. We're not even there yet, but that slide's all messed up. Potential problems. So problems sometimes occur when you work within a business. Once you recognize a problem has occurred, you need to decide whether to do nothing and let things remain the way they are, or to take action. Often when a person decides to act to make a change, someone else may view the action as troublemaking or a threat to the status quo. Such decisions can be difficult to make, especially if you're the new kid. And it's important to weigh decisions such as this and decide if the action will result in a positive change or just upset others. The problem that therapist perceives could in some situations be based on information received from others or someone else's opinion, such information is not automatically true. Check all the facts before taking action. It should always be your first step. Check all the facts of the situation before you proceed with any actions. If a problem occurs, never discuss it with anyone other than those involved. So go directly to the source, discuss it with them. Then if that doesn't work, that's when you would then go to a manager or the owner ultimately. But initially, do your research, find out exactly who is involved, and then go to those people or that particular person. And then if that doesn't help, then your next step would be to go to the manager. And then if that doesn't help, the business owner. If that doesn't help, then ultimately you file a complaint through the board. Next topic, owning your own business. Sorry about this slide, guy. I didn't notice it was off before we got started with it. Okay, so when owning your business, as discussed in the previous chapter, your policies and procedures form the foundation and structure for your business. A business's policies should be based on how the business wants both the public and the therapist to perceive the business. Business owners who choose to not have clear-cut policies usually end up facing problems that could have been prevented. While policies are important, it's even more important to ensure that the public and clients perceive business as having good ethical standards. So working as a sole proprietor owns and operates his or her own business. They generally work alone, but may also work alongside other employees or other independent contractors in the business. For example, 3 or 4 therapists may all work in the same office, although each works as a sole proprietor of his or her own business. The public is generally not aware of how the business is set up in an office such as this, but the public does perceive that the therapists are working together as a group. In cases such as this, it's important to know how others act, especially when behavior involves potentially ethical issues. Working as an independent contractor. Working as an independent contractor means that you're working independently as your own boss, even though you may be working within the facility of business or with other professionals. Here's the example. A spa has 3 massage therapists, all independent contractors instead of 3 employees. This means the facility or the business provides these therapists with services such as a room, supplies, and marketing in exchange for a fee or commission. Usually there's advantages for both parties who's working as an independent contractor. The facility has advantages that can include lower overhead and no hourly wages, no taxes or workers' compensation to be withheld from wages, collective marketing done as a group, possibly dividing the costs. Management spends less time training and overseeing employees. And then the benefits for the therapist include setting your own schedule within a general time frame. Usually your schedule is set within the hours of the business. And being in control of your own finances. And you have the control of marketing except when participating in group marketing. And number 4, you get to be your own boss. Okay, Next up we have, actually in this same section we have a lot, but we're not going to go too much into this just simply because of it being covered in business class. Their key points says sole proprietors have the opportunity to set their own standards and policies. Independent contractors should be aware of the surroundings they're working in and be aware of rules and regulations that apply to sole proprietors and independent contractors. Are all these messed up? Okay. So we'll talk about marketing and public perception. Marketing is one's business involves public perception, which the therapist should keep in mind. The first impression potential clients form of your business may result from their perceptions of your advertising. Your advertising includes your business cards, newspaper or television ads, and flyers. So you want to carefully consider what to say and what inadvertent impressions may result from the forms of advertising you choose to use. Public perception is very important in any business. So the goal of advertising and marketing is to get the public's attention. Observe what types of ads in newspapers quickly get your attention, while you hardly notice others. The wording, graphics, and even the placement of an ad can affect whether the public notices the ad or not. The advertising of bodywork has raised some issues for the public. Massage and bodywork have many benefits that are infrequently listed in advertising. Most commonly, advertising describes the relaxation or therapeutic benefits of massage, but some advertising also has made claims about the healing properties of massage, perhaps implying that massage can heal certain illnesses. Another false claim or implication is a reduction of body weight or cellulite resulting from massage. Advertising may mislead the public to believe that they can lose weight by receiving massage. Therapists must be careful not only about what they tell their clients, but also what they say in any type of advertising. Another problem with advertising is misleading advertising. They mislead about the therapist's experience or about your training. Claiming that one is a specialist in a particular therapy carries an ethical responsibility to be proficient in that technique. So you'll do your continuing ads and focus on that specific area, obviously, before you claim to be a specialist in that area. Also, the language of advertising should be scrutinized to ensure that it's not suggestive of any type of inappropriate behavior. Again, adjectives such as tantalizing or sensual should be misconstrued, or could be misconstrued by the public to mean something other than therapeutic. I would not recommend using that type of language at all. Also, graphics in your advertising can evoke a response that may not be appropriate by the public. For example, is it appropriate to show a male therapist smiling while working on a woman's bare back? This could give some people the wrong idea. A neutral facial expression might lead to a completely different perception of that picture. So again, even your pictures or graphics that you use, you need to really stop and look at the big picture and see if it could harm your business negatively. Key points. Truthful advertising is an ethical responsibility of any therapist, and words and graphics should present an ethical picture of the business. I'm so sorry about these slides here. I don't know what happened with these few, but we're almost done, so just bear with it if you don't mind. Okay, so money issues. Money issues often lead to legal and ethical dilemmas in all types of businesses. When a person's income or paycheck is involved, There's often a potential for misunderstanding, miscommunication, or unethical behavior. So when working as an employee, during the interview and the hiring process, much information is exchanged between the prospective employee and the hiring manager. So it's easy to forget to ask questions such as how often employees are paid or the commission for each massage. Employers may forget to mention all the details involved in the terms of the employment, and in some cases, an employee may later be disappointed to learn that the situation is not as good as it first seemed. A therapist who's interviewing for any position should take along a list of questions about the business, the hours, the pay, the training, and other expectations for the facility. Therapists are usually nervous during the interview process and may forget to ask these questions. So again, write down a list of questions to take with you when you go for an interview. If a business does not have clear-cut guidelines or policies about payment, commission, and fees, the therapist needs to clarify these issues. And then ethical issues may also arise from money issues involving clients. As an example, facilities have been known to add 15% gratuity to the client's bill for services. What happens if a client feels the therapist did not do a good job and the 15% tip is not warranted? This can lead to a discussion with the manager, and a change in the policy may be needed in order to keep the client happy. Other client issues involving money may include how to deal with bad checks or credit cards. If a check is returned, does that mean the client should never receive services again? Or should such situation be handled on a case-by-case basis? The client's money issues should not be made public or available to everyone who works in the facility. Then we move on to employing others. Well, employing therapists and other support staff carries responsibility of creating good working atmosphere for employees, and also the responsibility to assure that therapists and clients are treated fairly and ethically. The attitude of the employer sets the tone for all employees to follow. So an employer should begin with a policy and procedure manual for all employees. The previous chapter on policies and procedures describes policies and procedures as living documents. The employer should write new policies or change existing policies as needed. And many facilities have staff meetings to discuss issues, which may include policies and procedures. This is usually a good idea if you employ others, or if you even have independent contractors within your facility as you owning the facility. Then a staff meeting, you should be doing that. You should have a designated time and for those staff meetings. Okay. Well, do we go the opposite way? Okay, so I guess that's the end of our things. Okay, so fee schedules. Setting fees for massage therapy and body work can be challenging, particularly for someone just entering the field of massage therapy. A good first step is to research what other therapists and facilities in the area charge for sessions, along with the types of services they offer. It's important to consider a therapist's training and years of experience when evaluating fees. For example, a therapist with 200 to 300 hours of training in specific modality would likely charge more than someone with only some basic training. Setting fees for friends and family members can also be a challenge. So most therapists want to offer reasonable discounts for this market, but it's important not to cut your fee to the level that you may regret later. Clients often tell therapists that they do not have the money for regular massage sessions. They may ask for a discount. A potential situation is to set up a sliding scale. A sliding scale determines the fee based on the client's income. For example, a client who makes $25,000 a year may pay $40 for a massage, while a client who makes $40,000 may pay a normal rate of $60,000. A sliding scale should be used consistently with all your clients, and this is a way of providing fair and equitable care for all your clients and potential clients. And again, that kind of comes to an ethical thing. Is it fair to charge more for certain clients based on their income, or something to definitely think about and consider within the practice if you choose to do that. Tips and taxes. All employees and business owners have a personal responsibility to know and understand all tax laws and rules that apply to them. Gift certificates. Gift certificates will be an important part of your business as a massage therapist. So during several holidays throughout the year, such as Valentine's Day and Mother's Day, therapists can make substantial income by selling gift certificates. Several things need to be considered when offering gift certificates. First, do any state laws apply to the selling of gift certificates? Another thing is how you're going to keep track of the gift certificates, and how long the gift certificates are going to be good for, how long are you going to honor them. And therapists are also often asked to donate gift certificates to fundraisers or to new clients to market their business. You need to think about that, if you're going to do that or not. Key points. Good communication and legal documentation can help prevent problems. It's important for a prospective employee to ask questions regarding all money issues, and expectations should be written in the form of policies and procedures. So, independent contractor, or key terms, is a non-employee who provides services within a business. A sole proprietor is a person who owns and operates his or her own business and works alone. So if you work within another business, you're probably considered an independent contractor if you're not an employee. And if you work alone, you're considered a sole proprietor. Again, we'll go more into business ethics in your business class, but for now, that's it on this topic.